back. It's fun when you talk about being an expert in different areas, and then you get the expert plumber. Truly, like the expert plumber. I mean, who doesn't know about Beacon Plumbing? And, it's a treat to have him here. The other piece of being an expert, and especially when you start thinking about real estate, there's so many different ways and places you can buy a house. It's fun to have somebody who is a true expert in a certain area who can really discuss the things that are going on in that market. Amber Bills joins us with Coldwell Banker Bain, and for the last 9 years, she's been the number one agent in her offices and on track to be the number one agent in Maple Valley and Black Diamond, which only says you must speak to the Maple Valley and Black Diamond area pretty well.
Well, thank you. And if I can correct you, I'm actually with Coldwell Banker Danforth, which I'm sure my broker, my manager would be appreciative of that correction.
Absolutely. My bad.
That's okay. Yeah.
So, Amber, let's, now that we know that you are with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Yes.
Let's just talk a little bit about, so you specialize in that, in the area of Maple Valley and Black Diamond. How did you end up just deciding on that area?
Well, I was in Issaquah for quite some time, and then just was finding that a lot of my buyers were looking for more values. And really, Maple Valley has so much to offer in the way of excellent top-rated schools, and it's about 25 to 30% less expensive, which is very attractive as well. So being that the schools are at the same kind of level with the MSP scores as Issaquah, Bellevue, Lake Washington, and being right off 18 and close to 167, it's a draw for a lot of Boeing employees and different people from the area. Yeah, well, it's an area. It's funny when you say 167, 18 to us people who live up north. I'm like, okay. Well, 18 connects to 90, and then 167, 405.
I love it. So in working in that area, it's an up and coming area. In fact, you had talked about there's a new home site that had 27 homes that sold quickly from what you were telling me.
Well, it's an up-and-coming area. There's a lot of growth, actually. There's a whole new shopping complex coming in, a lot of companies coming, which means that they know it's growing. And there is probably about another 7,000 homes coming into the area. I had a neighborhood this year that I sold out this year, actually, from Freestone, which is one of the top growing companies in actually America. They made the Inc. list, and then also the top fastest growing companies in the Puget Sound Business Journal. And so we just really tried to look for, since I do work that area, I know what buyers are looking for. So we really look to build the homes with the things that are in the trend of what buyers are looking for today.
So what are buyers looking? We've talked on this show about there's no perfect home for a buyer, right? The second you buy it, it maybe isn't, it's not perfect anymore. You would have wanted a different faucet, for lack of a better thought right now. What do you see as those trends that are selling so quickly?
Well, one thing that is people are getting away from right now with trends of floor plans is really, I think by 2015, they say the formal living room will be a thing of the past. So people are really looking for larger great room concepts, big open kitchen spaces. They still want they want a main floor office, and they still want that dining room. They want that dining room open to the kitchen so that for those 2-3 days a year that they can have
because
a party.
We all know if you have kids or whatnot, you're probably eating at the counter.
True.
And then when people come over, you migrate over to the actual table.
Exactly.
At least that's what happens in my house. Yeah, right.
So and just making the spaces a lot more functional and usable. They're getting away from a lot of wasted space. I know my builder has really done a good job engineering away from the large, open, wasted spaces that you just don't use. So functionality.
What are some of those wasted spaces, that you're talking about getting rid of?
Okay, so probably in the 90s and earlier on here, you had the big, huge 2-story entry staircase ways and 2-story formal living rooms. And you can't walk around in those spaces. No. It's dead space. So we've closed off those entries and built larger bonus rooms above. And so people want the bigger bonus rooms. They've got those huge, giant 60-inch flat screen TVs.
Right.
So that's kind of what people are looking for. And then also a niche that I was able to do for my builder there was really putting in the finishes that people are looking for. They want that oil rub bronze handles and hinges and plumbing fixtures. They want all the hardwood. Getting away from carpet. People don't like carpet as much as they used to.
Because it has to be maintained. I mean, we were talking about the maintenance of things earlier. I mean, I swear carpet, and I got a little kid who runs around, and dog. I mean, carpets just get filthy. It's gross.
It's really gross how dirty carpets are.
Yeah.
And so hardwoods, I mean, you can clean them much more easily. I mean, and you know what's there. You can see it. So it's not a surprise.
Good point.
You Swiffer it, and it takes like 2 seconds, and you're done.
Yes.
Vacuum, you vacuum it, and then next thing you know, the Kirby guy comes to your door and realizes that how much more stuff is there.
Yeah, or you steam clean it and you see the brown
right.
water coming out of the other end.
Yeah.
So we outfitted the homes very nicely, and they were priced in the high threes, and I sold 25 of those this year, just probably one a week, just a hot sell. So just a lot of affordable housing options for people in the Maple Valley area. Also, it's cheaper now to actually purchase than it is to rent. So a lot of people are taking a step back and looking at the 3.65 interest rate and going, okay, well, what would it cost to actually purchase? And they're finding it's cheaper than their existing rent.
Sure. Amber Bills joins us with Coldwell Banker Danforth, who's the #1 real estate agent down in Maple Valley and Black Diamond. Amber, so you talk about, the building companies that are, or builders that are putting in some homes that are really selling fast. What's the inventory like down there? I mean, is that become another reason some of those houses have sold so fast? Is there's not a lot of resales out there?
Exactly. You're right on with that. Right now I think King County has a 5-month inventory average, which means it would take 5 months to sell all the existing inventory in the market. And actually Maple Valley in July had a 4-month inventory average. So, we're seeing multiple offer situations. We're seeing homes that are closing above asking price as long as they're priced properly. And so things are moving and people are feeling more optimistic. And I think that's part of the low inventory is people are like, well, things are coming back. So I think I might just hang in here, keep my house, wait till it returns, and then possibly look at selling, which, could be a good thing. But also the interest rates are really low. So if the home that you're in isn't quite right, it could be a great time to go ahead and
make
sell
that move
and get a good value that's out on the market.
Yeah, and when you start talking about the buyers who maybe are making the choice to buy because of interest rates, what do you see? I mean, what type of buyers are you really seeing coming into the market? I mean, you've sold a lot of houses, obviously.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's really a mix, but it's an interesting new buyer that I'm seeing now is young families that purchased their first home 5+ years ago, and now they've had 2-3 kids, and they don't have enough space in their home. And so they've actually moved up the ladder at their position, maybe at work, and have a higher income. And so now they're like, well, I can qualify to purchase a home and rent out my old home. And now they're getting tax benefits. But now there are a lot of new landlords coming on the market in Maple Valley. So it should be interesting. But there's also a lot of relocation buyers coming in. Microsoft's hiring, Boeing's hiring. Amazon is hiring.
Like 100 people a week or something like that.
With our local job market being strong, it's really a help to our region. So.
Well, it sounds like, if you're working in one of those areas and the commute doesn't bother you too much and you want a little bit more home for the dollar, then that's, the Maple Valley, Black Diamond area is really a strong place to be.
Well, it made the top 10 best places to raise a family in Family Circle magazine, which is a national magazine. So that was for the whole U.S. and it was based on kind of an unusual combination of affordable housing, a strong job market, highly rated schools, parks, and other recreational activities that are close by. So it's just kind of a little special niche that I found, and I live there myself, and I love it. So
there you go.
Why not?
So you don't have to drive very far to go to work.
Exactly.
And less traffic. Amber, thanks so much for joining us. Again, Amber Bills with Coldwell Banker Danforth discussing the Maple Valley area. When we come back, a good friend of our show is going to join us. Michael Busaka is back with us. And, you might be thinking about buying, you might be thinking about selling, or you might be thinking about remodeling. We're going to discuss and talk about how you can make the right choice for yourself. We'll be right back after this.